On TV8.
Now, Tim Taylor, Denise DeCenzo, John Telich on sports, and Dick Goddard with weather. This is News Center 8.
Good evening, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. Here's what's happening. Winter's biggest storm that continues to make travel treacherous to impossible is a record breaker. The 12.5 inches of snowfall in 24 hours is the 5th heaviest snowfall in Cleveland history, expected to accumulate up to 2 feet by Thursday morning. The worst snowstorm since the blizzard of '78 has shut down many highway entrance and exit ramps, canceled most schools for tomorrow, and forced the governor to mobilize the National Guard and declare a state of emergency. At least 18 deaths are blamed on the megastorm nationally, several in this area. Dick is here now to tell us if Wednesday spells relief.
Well, tonight is going to be grim, Tim. We're going to have more of what we've had, but tomorrow, as the hours go by, I think we're going to see a change over more to a sporadic flurry, and unfortunately, it looks like a few lake effect squalls developing because winds will be coming across the open waters of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. The snow depths, the last we've had now, 14 inches officially at Hopkins for the whole period since the first flake came down at noon yesterday. Hopkins has had 15.3, but of course the snow settles. 14 at Akron Canton, 13 Youngstown, 20 around Thompson and Geauga County, 16 at Erie, 11 Mansfield, so on and so forth. Very little snow along the Ohio River. There is still a winter storm warning in effect for the northeast counties of Ohio tonight and points east. And in the other parts of Ohio, it is a traveler's advisory. Winds hit 50 miles an hour at Hopkins earlier today. We'll have much more on this later. Denise?
Throughout the day, state, county, and local officials have been working together trying to make sure that we get through this weather mess as smoothly as possible. News Center 8's Mike O'Mara has been following the developments and is standing by live at Operation Snowbird for an update. Mike?
Well, Denise, the weather conditions haven't really let up much. The snow is coming down just a little bit easier, but the wind is still howling out here. As far as things go, though, it's much better than the big storm 5 years ago. Now, the National Guard has been mobilized. There are about 400 guardsmen standing by in the various armories around town, ready to respond to any request from the police or the National Disaster Services Agency. But so far, fortunately, that's all they've had to do, with most people staying home and cooperating. There have been very few calls for help. Now, as far as the road conditions go, the West Shoreway is still closed. The East Shoreway is closed from East 9th up to Dead Man's Curve, with drifting snow causing some big problems there. All the other major arteries are passable, but I use that word very conditionally, passable, which means you have to take it very easily. Obviously, if you don't have to be out, don't come out. The on and off ramps are very treacherous at this hour. Of course, we should say that if the blowing and drifting snow continues through tomorrow, that means rush hour could turn these major arteries back into parking lots tomorrow morning. Now, the snow is causing some big problems for travelers out at the airport, where Susan Howard is standing by live for a report from Hopkins Airport. Susan?
Mike, this isn't a very happy place tonight. A few flights have come in, but they've been primarily cargo planes. One Midway plane did land from Chicago. However, as you can see, many travelers have been stranded because the majority of people are scheduled to fly on carriers that decided to cancel flights because of the visibility, wind, and the condition of the airport. Only one runway is now open. This has really been a disaster for the Koliofs, who ended their vacation just today. This is their makeshift bed tonight. Marianne, what time did you leave this morning? What time did you leave Fort Lauderdale?
At 10 a.m. and arrived at 12:30.
This wasn't even your destination at all.
That's right.
Where are you going?
To Rochester, New York.
All right, you're here because of the weather. Do you have any indication when you'll leave?
No, we don't. And our car is in Buffalo. No accommodations whatsoever.
Morris, you're pretty angry about this. I know you haven't been pulling any punches as far as wording is concerned.
I am very angry with the airline. They should give us a recommendation, which you never did. Never fly again with them.
This is a heck of a way to spend the last day of a vacation, which I'm sure was a nice vacation. We learned that most of the airlines no longer put people up. They say that weather delays are acts of God. If it's a mechanical delay, they'd put you up, but otherwise, no. If you have a flight tomorrow, you'd better call before you leave to come out to the airport, because already some flights have been canceled. It's a long drive out here, especially with this snow. We hope you come back to Cleveland under better circumstances next time.
Thank you.
This is Susan Howard, live with the City Cam at Hopkins.
The storm has already claimed 6 lives in the Cleveland area. All of the victims, aged 53 to 71, suffered fatal heart attacks as they shoveled their sidewalks and driveways. Some were using snow blowers.
The best general rule is anybody over the age of 35 who isn't used to physical activity, who doesn't do any type of manual labor, doesn't exercise in general, should probably not be shoveling the snow, particularly when it's wet and heavy like it is today.
Doctors at Metro General Hospital treated several other people for serious injuries today. One person was hit by a car that slid up on a curb, and another man was seriously injured when he was hit by a snowplow.
Meanwhile, most of the schools in this area have canceled classes for tomorrow. We'll have a complete rundown of those school closings just a little bit later on. Still to come on News Center 8, a major break tonight in the search for the killers of a St. Edward High School teacher.
And we'll show you how a near airline disaster was narrowly averted today at Kennedy Airport. Stay with us.